Today, Monday, was an interesting day for the markets. But first, over the weekend, cryptos were bid up in anticipation of stimulus checks hitting bank accounts. That bid faded into Monday's market with mediocre trading through most of the day. But then, once Europe markets closed, the panic bid for stocks came on strong. There does not seem to be any other reason for the panic bid other than perhaps some stimulus payments arriving in the late day. In fact, Biden made it clear that next week we'll see an epic inflow of new capital, much of which will be used to chase various stocks, cryptos, and other risk assets. Reportedly, over the next 10 days, 100 million checks will be delivered. So the big question is, where will Biden's trillions in Stimmys end up? The best guesses are that at least $30 to $40 billion will make it into Bitcoin and stocks. But wait, that's not all. Over the past 12 months, foreign buyers have been buying about $375 billion of U.S. stocks, which is the greatest inflow ever. On the bond side of things, it looks like foreigners are buying there too. So, what's it doing to the charts? Well, let's take a look. Let's start here with the 6-month daily chart on the spiders, the SPY. And the thing to pay attention to when you're looking at the price chart is this channel. We have the bottom trend line moving up through like that, and then the top trend line moving through up like that. No, it's not a straight line, but you get the idea. Here, we had that bottom at that point there after plunging through the bottom of that trend line of the channel, but we reflected back on up and we're back in the middle of that trend line moving up here in this area. We still have a ways to go before we get to the top trend line. So let's see how the oscillators look. Volume looks fine. We had a little bit of a tick up today, had that decline in the previous week or so. So hopefully we stay at least up in this 75 million level. Into the MAC, you can see that the MAC had a very nice basing bottoming there right at the zero line, reflected on up and through that slow line. It looks like it's accelerating. Good separation between the fast and the slow line. And you'll see that acceleration here in the histogram. Came on down and up we go. So I think that is going to continue. At least that's the probability in my mind. Moving down here, you see the same move there in the price rate of change, as well as the RSI, the stochastics, and then the Williams. Williams is all the way up into that overbought territory of negative 1.1. So that's a pretty good level. Moving back up here to the price chart, one last look. Let's take a look at the weekly chart and see what that indicates. Add into the 2-year weekly chart on the spiders, and we can see here again that channel line moving through there like that and like that. And this basically is a nice melt up. Moving through here into the volume. Volume looks fine. And there we go. The MAC, you can see that the fast line and the slow line are moving together, at least through this area here, for the most part. Now, the fast line did go below the slow line, and that's a bit of a concern, but as long as they stay pretty close together, we're okay. Now, when it does stay close together like that, that's when we get these melt ups. And you can see here in the histogram that it's not really risen too high, and it definitely has only gone below the zero line a couple of times. So that's very favorable. You can see the same thing here in the price rate of change going all the way back here. This is moving sideways, and as long as that moves sideways above the zero line, then we're going to stay positive. Same thing there with the RSI. It's not really elevated too high here, but as long as we stay positive, then the stock market moves up. Again, you see that carried through in the stochastics, with the Williams having some sawtoothing, but is staying above that negative 50 or midline. And again, as long as we stay up here, the market goes up. So all things are looking fine for right now. I think that stimulus money is going to make its way in. I think there's a lot of anticipation for that. And I think that's what's happening last week and then certainly this week to begin Monday off. So the probability is that we continue, at least in the short term. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.